everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's pick a card reading, we are asking, is your current career or job aligned with your soul? Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked in the description box below. Okay. Spirit, we are asking, is your current career or job aligned with your soul? Can we have a card for pile number 1, please? Can we have a card for pile number 2, please? Can we have a card for pile number 3, please? Pile number 1, you have Swan Spirit, take a deep dive, and you have the Onyx Buffalo. Pile number 2, you have Canary Spirit, sing your own song, and you have the Onyx Elephant. Pile number 3, you have Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true, and you have the Onyx Eagle. Okay, please take your time choosing your card or cards, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1, you have the Onyx Buffalo, and your card is Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. So what I get with this card is that there's something different out there for you. I feel like what you're doing is okay, but I feel like as far, if we're talking about is your career or job aligned with your soul, I think there's something out there that's more aligned with your soul, something that will really feed your soul, something that will make you feel more kind of accomplished, feel more kind of just aligned with your soul. There's something else that has more growth to it, that's more emotionally fulfilling for you, something that will really kind of stimulate your mind, and kind of it'll excite you, like you'll be excited to go to work in the morning. Yeah, so I feel like, I feel like it's nothing bad where you are. It's just, it's not completely aligned with like your full potential. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at your oracle cards and see what else we can find for you. Okay. What else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? We're looking at, or we're asking, is your current career or job aligned with your soul? Okay. So we have the cartographer, a crossroads and exploration. Yeah. Exploration and time for a deep dive. I definitely feel like there's something else out there for you. And I'm getting the feeling of kind of like exploring different ideas, exploring possibly different things that you haven't explored yet, as far as like, maybe you thought, or maybe you have some kind of interest and you never thought about doing that as a career. Or you never thought that your skills can be utilized in like a different environment. So something that is somewhat related, but kind of different. Okay, that's another possibility too. And so what I see here, Spirit says to kind of brainstorm, take a deep dive, do some meditation if that resonates with you, and kind of try to get some inspiration for what might be your calling, because I feel like you haven't seen it yet, or you haven't explored it yet, but it would be really beneficial to to look into that. Okay, there we go. All right, what else can you tell us? Okay, the Hound, loyalty, chains, and promises. Very interesting. I almost feel like you may have gotten into a job or a career that you thought would be different, or you thought it would be better, or maybe there were promises that were made that didn't come to fruition, or maybe you thought that this was going to be a great career or a great job, and then your excitement has fizzled out and you're just not really where you should be. And I feel like your intuition will help guide you to where you're supposed to be, like your true path. I also feel like this is something that you can speak into existence, right? So what I mean by that is once you kind of figure it out, once you say, oh, you know what? I wonder if I could turn that hobby into a career, or I would really love to work at this particular company, or, you know, maybe if I take a few classes, I could get into this field. So, yeah. I'm feeling like where you are right now is just not exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, what else can you tell us? Okay, for pile number 1. What else can you tell us for pile number 1? Okay. I might take one more. I'm feeling like I should take one more. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we have wishbone, a wish is granted. Yeah. I'm feeling this with something that I just said. What did I say about... Okay, so doing the like meditation and then kind of like speaking it out into the universe, I feel like manifesting, that's what I'm like trying to think of. I feel like once you get an idea what it is and you put it out into the universe, I feel like your wish is granted. I feel like it would happen pretty quickly as well. You know, especially because when you're on the right path, things are easier, things flow easier. Now that doesn't mean that every single thing that you do on that path is going to be simple or easy. Not everything's going to be easy, but the ultimate path, the flow will be easier. Kind of like if you do run upon a problem, you're going to be able to fix it, right? Instead of always coming up against walls or something like that. So yeah, that's really good news there. Okay, what else? Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Yeah, I get this with the Hound card. Kind of like, yeah, I'm either getting that you started a job and your employer gave you all these big promises and they never happened. They never came to fruition. Or you got into a career and you were starry-eyed, you were excited, and then once you got into it, you were thinking, oh, what did I do? What did I get myself into? I definitely feel that with you here. Okay, what else do we have? Fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Yeah. I feel like for some of you, you might go back and forth. Sometimes you're like, no, this job is okay. You know, I had a good day today. I think I'll stay for a while, or your career. And then I feel like other times you just pull up to work and you sit in the parking lot and you look at the building and you're like, oh, I cannot go in here one more day. Okay, so I also feel with this card that if you're feeling like you don't want to be in this particular career or job anymore, I feel like that hate that you have for this particular career or job, I feel like that would transform into something that you would love equally or more than you hate this particular situation that you're in right now. Does that make sense? So yeah, it would kind of flip, and it might even that strong emotion would possibly be even stronger on a positive level instead of negative. Does that make sense? So yeah, I definitely feel like there's something else for you out there. Yeah, so let's get into your cards. Let's see what else we can find for you. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 1, please? Okay. Wow. So you have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups is walking away from something that's no longer working. You know, this can be a card where you gave it your all. You tried your best and it's still not working. So it's time to move on. Yeah, and also look, this card is going to go right below a crossroads and exploration. So I definitely feel that. I feel like maybe you've felt this way for a while, but you haven't taken that leap of faith yet, or you haven't figured out, what could I be doing? What, you know, should I be doing something more creative? Should I be doing something more analytical? You know, like maybe you're on one side of the spectrum with those two things and you want to be on the other side. Or, you know, it could be a whole array of things that aren't working out for you. But I definitely feel like, you know, it could just be that, oh yeah, and look, there's a little bird on this person's shoulder. Okay, let me come back to this. I definitely feel like you may have started something with good intentions, or your employer started something, you know, like you started a place of employment and your employer had good intentions, but I feel that somewhere along the line something changed. And I feel like you've been in this situation for a while and Spirit is kind of nudging you, saying, okay, it's time for you to kind of figure out what might work for you. Okay, and with this bird, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bird on this person's shoulder here. And I feel like almost like a little voice, you know, in your mind, Spirit talking to you, that kind of thing. I feel like something's been nagging at you, or maybe experiences, or, you know, people that you work with. Something's been trying to point you in a different direction. And when I say like people or experiences, that where you are right now, it could be like something negative going on where you're like, oh, is that a sign that maybe I'm not in the right place? Yeah, Spirit says yes, it is. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. So with the Queen of Swords, I feel like, first of all, what you need to do is quiet the noise. Quiet the noise from where you currently are. And literally, I'm getting like, quiet everything. Quiet the noise, quiet your mind, sit and kind of meditate. Listen to, I really feel like Spirit's trying to communicate with you, because you have these little fairies here. Can you see there's like 3 of them right here? This one on top might be hard to see, but it's like right in that light there. Okay, but you have 3 here, and then you have this little bird on the shoulder here. So I feel like Spirit is trying to communicate with you. I feel like there's also been little signs or clues trying to lead you in the right direction. Now, what I feel is that once it clicks, it's going to click, and you're going to know, you're going to be like, oh, that's it. Or you'll be like, oh, you know, that sounds like a good idea. And then you're going to explore it. And then I feel like once you know, you're going to know, and you're going to be able to move forward with something new. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're feeling, money could be an issue for you too. Maybe you're not making enough money, or maybe you're making good money, but it's not worth it anymore. You know, maybe the exchange of the money for what you're doing, or the money for the stress that you're under, it seems like it's just not worth it. And I feel like with this particular 5 of Pentacles, I'm feeling a sense of soul searching. And look, there's a skull right here. So I'm definitely feeling like, you know, it's time to move on. You know, you can't live like this anymore. And there's rain coming down on this card. So I feel like you need cleansing, okay? Cleansing the energy, which is what I said with the Queen of Swords. Cleansing the energy of the people you work with, the environment, what you're doing, whatever it is that's not aligning with your soul. cleansing that and really doing some soul searching. Again, I'm getting really, really tuned into your intuition to tune into your intuition and explore things, because, you know, with the Five of Pentacles, the answer is like right there. You just need to tap into it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so yeah, we have the World card. So Spirit says it's time for you to do something that would be more fulfilling, something that will offer you more growth, more potential, more color, like more enjoyment. Also, I'm getting I just heard where you can be yourself. So I don't know. Well, that makes sense though, because if you're in a job or a career that's not aligned with your soul, you're not being yourself, right? But I saw like more specifically, like when you go into work, you're not yourself. Like something about like something that you have to do at work might even make you feel uncomfortable doing it. And so Spirit is saying, you should, especially, you know, how long we're at work, how long, you know, much of our day is taken up by that definitely you need to feel comfortable, and you should be, you know, at the very least, you should not feel frustrated at work all day. Okay. So yeah, so the world indicates that there's a change coming up, a season, a phase, you know, a time of your life is coming to an end so that you can go into something better. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, so I'm feeling like there's something about where you are where you're not completely in control of something. Maybe you want to be more in control of your schedule. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to be more like in management, and maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you were promised a management position, you know, down the line, and that never materialized because, excuse me, you know, here we have loyalty, chains, and promises. And I'm feeling like you didn't get these promises. Okay, so I'm just getting a feeling of you creating your work day, or you being the director of something, or a manager of something, or an executive of something, you know what I mean? So it's like you want more, and it almost seems like it's not quite possible to get this where you currently are. Okay. The Nine of Swords, yeah, I feel like there's something about this place. You're feeling frustrated, you're having strong emotions, loyalty, chains, and promises. So it's almost like you feel kind of stuck where you are, which Spirit just told me the reason why you feel stuck is because for a lot of you, you don't know, you know, if you leave here, you don't know where to go. You don't know what you want to do, because I feel like one of your biggest worries is leaving here and going into something exactly like what you just left, right? But the good thing is Spirit says that that's not necessarily going to be the case, as long as you really do some soul searching and you figure out, you know, what would I truly, truly want to do? What would that be? And is it possible to make that happen? So yeah. There's definitely a lot of energy here about wanting to move on from a particular situation. But see, and here's the thing. You can do it. Spirit says it's possible. You just need to figure out how to do it. The King of Pentacles is someone who is very resourceful, someone who is very determined, someone who's not going to let anything stand in their way from creating and developing the life that they want. And the King of Pentacles accomplishes that. So some of you may need to release some fears that you have, or maybe insecurities or something about, oh, well, other people can do it, but I can't. Or, you know, I have this standing in my way. Or, you know, fearful of branching out on your own if you want to start your own business, or, you know, something like that. And the thing is that it could be that you're in like the right field, but you're not in the right job. Does that make sense? So maybe you're working for a company and it's too restrictive. Okay, it's too, like, there's too many rules and regulations and you want to make your own schedule. So it could mean that you're supposed to branch out and start your own company in that same field. Okay, so I'm getting something like that for some of you with the King of Pentacles here. We have the Page of Cups. So yeah, there's definitely something else out there for you. It could be something that other people may not understand, or it could be that other people may not understand you wanting to make a change. So maybe you went to college or university for many, many, many years, and now that you're actually working in the field, you're like, ugh, I can't do this anymore. So other people may not understand it, but I don't know that that's really your problem. I think that's more their problem, because you really need to follow your heart and do something that will make you happy. And I think that once you start exploring this, you might feel a little bit surprised at how quickly something arrives, or how quickly your brain kind of processes things and allows you to see that there are options out there, that it is possible for you to land in the perfect place or land in the perfect job or career. We have the Ace of Wands, yeah. So the Ace of Wands is inspiration. This is a lot of inspiration, and this is really, 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 really good thoughts, good plans. And this is you starting to understand and getting that feeling. Sorry. Anytime there's some kind of stuck energy, well, not every single time, but a lot of the times I have to cough, so I apologize. And so this is you really, now let me just put this here so it'll make sense what I'm about to say. This is you starting with the Queen of Swords. Remember I told you to kind of sit in silence, meditate, or you can listen to music, something that'll kind of calm you down, and really get in touch with your soul, with your spirit guides, trying to figure out what it is that you could do. Because what I see with these two cards is transforming things into an idea that might just kind of pop up in your mind, and you're like, oh, I didn't think I could do that before. But hey, that's a pretty good idea. So taking that and transforming it into a plan that you're then going to put into action. Let's see, strength. Yeah. So this makes a lot of sense to me, because I feel like with the Hound card, it mentions having chains. And with the Eight of Cups, this can be a situation that you're not meant to be in any longer, but it's kind of hard to break away from it. It's kind of hard to break free from that and to move on. So I think that's why we have strength here, because first of all, it's going to take strength to move on, right? Then it's going to take strength to be the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands, where you are putting yourself out there to find something new. A lot of people don't like looking for a new job. That's not fun when you have to go to interviews and, all of that stuff. So saying, no, you know what, I can do this. A lot of people don't like interviewing. They feel very uncomfortable. They feel like they're on the spot, because you are on the spot, right? So I feel like it might be a little uncomfortable of a transition for you, but it's absolutely nothing that you can't accomplish. Okay, you can absolutely accomplish this and pursue your dreams, pursue your something better, something that's more aligned. We have the Lovers card. Yeah, so I feel like you may feel some sense of loyalty to where you currently are. And again, I'm getting for some of you, you've put in a lot of time and effort into something, whether that's school or time and effort into a company, or maybe you made promises to your employer, and maybe after you made those promises, you're feeling like, oh, but I actually really don't want to be here anymore. So let me see how I could word this. It is what it is. Okay, let me just put it that way. It is what it is. If it's time for you to move on, it's time for you to move on, and your employer will probably get over it. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. You can't stay somewhere forever if you feel uncomfortable. So the thing with the Lovers card in this particular reading, what I'm getting is that if you want to be truly aligned with your soul, there's some sort of sacrifice here that needs to happen. So that sacrifice could be walking away from where you currently are and being uncomfortable for a while, because you're going to be thinking, oh no, I just left my job. Is this new plan that I have, is it going to work out? What am I going to do if it doesn't work out? Or, you know, breaking the chains with some kind of loyalty that you have with somebody, or maybe you're afraid of, you know, giving your notice because you're afraid that's going to cause a confrontation or something like that. So yeah, there is some kind of sacrifice that needs to happen in order to meet your potential and be where you're supposed to be. That's probably where the Strength card is coming in also. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Six of Cups. Yeah, this is interesting. So the Six of Cups, I feel like there's a couple things going on here. There's either something that you're wishing you would have pursued before, so either getting into a career, or you wish you would have studied something else in school, or there's some kind of connection with somebody here that you feel a sense of loyalty to with this current career or job that you have. So that could be an employer. It could be your family. Maybe every single person in your family has always gone into the family business, or they've always gone into the same profession. Okay, and maybe you felt kind of obligated, like the loyalty here, maybe you felt obligated to go into that as well. Whatever it is, you should explore that, because if this is showing me something that you've always wanted to do or something you've always enjoyed, explore that, because it could be something that you can turn into a business, or, you know, where you can utilize your current skills into this thing that you've always wanted to do, and it might be a pretty easy transition. Okay, and if you have loyalty, if you feel loyalty to a person or a business that, you know, where you currently work, or maybe you just spent a lot of money to get through school, and you're like, oh, but do I really want to do something different now? Well, again, that's the sacrifice that I see here with the Lovers card. And see, I'm getting to that point when I talk about that where it's hard for me to talk, and anytime that happens, it's showing me that there's something very distressing about what I'm seeing. And so, yeah, the issue seems to be on the sacrifice and like walking away from something, like taking that leap of faith, moving on, or telling somebody like, I can't do this anymore. Okay, so that might be one of the main things to work on, like in conjunction with figuring out where your heart is and what it is that would make you happy. We have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, look at how you have the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords here. So what this is showing me is, number one, yes, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult mentally to leave where you currently are, which could be a variety of reasons. Some people don't like change. Some people are afraid of what the future holds. Some people have, you know, they feel a sense of loyalty to where they currently are. The good news is that it's kind of like ripping off the Band-Aid. Just rip it off and move on, okay? Not to be like really direct, but that's what Spirit is saying here, that yes, it's going to hurt for a minute, but once you do that and you take that leap of faith, you're going to be so glad that you did and that you just got it over with so that you can move on. Because remember, you have the World card here, which looks much more peaceful than these two cards here. The other thing that Spirit is saying here is pointing back to the Nine of Swords, where Any fears that you have most likely will not be realized. Quite the opposite will happen with your wish being granted here. Okay, so that was a really nice way to complete your reading. So I hope that made sense. I hope it helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much and good luck. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Onyx Elephant, and your card is Canary Spirit. So with this card, I feel like you are aligned with your soul, your current job or your career. I feel like if you're in school, what you're going to be, like what you're studying, what you're going to be doing when you're out of school, I feel like that is also aligned with your career. I also feel like for some of you, you may have just decided to change careers or change your job. And so if you're currently still in a job that you're not happy with, but you have that thought process, you have those feelings of, I'm going to pursue this instead, then this will apply to you as well. Because you're, on the verge of transitioning. So Spirit just wanted to include that in, so that you know that as well. And I feel like this is something that does or will make you very, very happy. I feel like it's like mentally stimulating in the sense of it offers some kind of challenge, but not too much, right? It's like that balance of maybe you have a lot to get done every day, or maybe what you're doing is challenging, but it's like challenging in a good way. It keeps you engaged and you're ready to, kind of conquer the day every day. And I feel like it's bringing you a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of fulfillment as well. I also feel like there might be other elements in your life that kind of come together, or certain things that form in your life because you're pursuing your true calling. Okay, so maybe meeting a certain friend group or moving to a certain location or something like that. I feel that something along those lines is going to be evolving or did evolve because of this path that you've chosen. Let's look at your other oracle cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 2, please? Is their current career or job aligned with their soul? The captain taking command and teamwork. Yeah, so I feel like with taking command, I feel like you took control of your life. I feel like you decided, I want to do this. This feels right. Like I'm getting a sense that this just feels right. And Spirit says, yes, that's correct. Okay, yes. And also, this is the thing I was kind of seeing with the handshake here, is 2 things coming together, or more than one thing coming together. So kind of like the catalyst for other things to fall in line in your life has to do with you being on the right path with your career or your job. And from there, it's kind of like a springboard for everything else to kind of fall into line in your life. And didn't I say something about balance? Because I'm seeing it here too. You seem balanced. Your whole life kind of seems to fall into place in balance because you're following your passion. So very interesting. I just heard some of you may have found this, kind of landed in this job or this career kind of by accident. So that's very interesting. Like some of you may have been pursuing something else and then took kind of a turn, or life threw you a curveball and you kind of ended up in this particular job or career. So that's interesting. Okay, let's see what we have. The catalyst. This is what I just said. This is literally what I just said, the catalyst. Radical changes and taking control. And look, you have taking command here. Okay. So I feel like some of you landed in this particular position, or this job, this career, whatever it is, by accident. Like I just said, something threw you a curveball, or maybe you talked to somebody or you took a class one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do what that person does. Another thing that I'm seeing here is that there might have been some event that happened that kind of opened your eyes. So let's say that you were working for a company and you were dedicated, you're a hard worker, you worked overtime, you stayed late, you did all these, you put all your effort into it, and then you didn't get a promotion, or you didn't get a raise, or nobody's acknowledging all your hard work, or maybe they had some layoffs or something like that. And it was like some event kind of woke you up and you were like, no, I'm going to take control. I'm going to take command, and I'm going to do what works for me. I'm going to make these radical changes in my life so that I align on my path. And see, there's like writing on these papers here. And it's kind of like whatever this event was, it got your mind going, thinking, ugh, I got to do my own thing, or I need to work for a better company, or, whatever it was. But I definitely feel like there was some kind of catalyst that kind of put you in line with where you're supposed to be. Okay, I feel like this one wants to come out. Maybe it's these three. Okay. So we have fly, a period of ill health, depression. Yeah, I feel this with the catalyst here, that there was something that made you kind of snap out of it, that made you say, you know what, I am better than this, or I need to do something where I don't feel depressed going to work every day. Okay, money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. So I feel like wherever you were before, and for those of you who are about to make a transition, this is like what you're leaving. I feel like you were always kind of chasing after something that was just out of reach. Maybe you were always promised a raise, or maybe you were always promised a promotion, or maybe you were just working really, really hard for these things, or, whatever the situation is. I feel like it was just out of reach, and it was frustrating. It just wasn't like there was something about like there wasn't substance, like nothing was tangible. You couldn't actually hold anything. Where you are now, everything's lining up and the money's going to follow if it hasn't already. I definitely feel like, see, the crown here is making me think of the Queen or King of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to have a lot of success on this path, or where you already are. Scissors, disappointment in some affair. Now this is very interesting because, like I said, with radical change in the catalyst, I feel like there was something that kind of propelled you on this path. And I feel like what you did is you cut out, like literally with these scissors, you cut out something that wasn't working. And then what you did is you filled it back in with something that's very, very fulfilling. And I feel like, sing your own song, you're doing something that you want to do. So I don't know, excuse me. I don't know if before you were doing something that maybe your family thought you should be doing, or you were doing something that you thought you should be doing. But I just feel like it was a big disappointment, like a huge disappointment. I feel like you wanted more control over your life, and especially your work life. It could be that you didn't have a work-life balance before, and you couldn't have a social life. Maybe you wanted a family, or you wanted to spend more time with your significant other, and it was just not happening. And see, I almost feel like you were like I said earlier, you were promised something that never came to fruition. And it could have almost been like a placeholder where you were previously to kind of keep you in place while the universe was getting ready for you to pursue your true path. That could be something that happened also. But yeah, because if you look at this card, And then you look at this card, do you see the difference here? It's like a huge difference. So I think that you're definitely in more alignment now. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 2, please? Pile number 2. Is pile number 2 aligned? Is their job or career aligned with their soul? The Page of Swords. You know what I see here? I see somebody figuring out the formula, figuring out the solution to something, and being very excited about it, having ideas come together, saying, oh, I got it. I know that's it. I know I'm on the right path now. And also, there's a skull here, and I swear there was a skull that came up in pile number 1 as well. There's a skull here which indicates leaving something and going into something else, right? So it's like your true path. It's like knowledge, figuring something out, getting all of the pieces to fall into place. The Queen of Pentacles. Didn't I tell you that your card over here made me think of either the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles? So, and look at this. Well, first of all, let's look at this card. Look at all of this beautiful fruit just coming out of this basket. Look at all of the flowers here. Look at all the growth. Look at how happy this person is. And do you know why? Because it connects to the Page of Swords here. Obviously, I was just talking about that. And remember I said with the Page of Swords, it clicked. You were like, oh, I got it. It's like that perfect formula, that perfect job, that perfect career. And look where it led you. Okay. It took you from this feeling depressed, anxiety, maybe not sleeping well. Maybe your job was causing you ill health. Maybe you were working too much. Maybe it was incredibly stressful. All of those things. It led you right here to the money path. And how did you get there? You got there because you took these scissors and you cut this out. Okay, so there's a lot of abundance that you are either feeling or you're going to see it. Abundance in all areas, like I said, remember, it's the catalyst for other things to come together as well. Things are balancing out for you. Yeah, and I just feel like it's like a snowball effect in a positive way, where it's like one thing leads to another, and then you just all of a sudden you're looking and you're like, wow, look at my life here compared to here. So much better. Look, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, when I talk about you're going to be making a lot of money, if you're not already, you're going to be making a lot of money. Okay, you're going to be feeling very financially secure. And also you're going to be making your own rules. You're painting your own picture, right? Because can you see this, how this person's painting this picture here on the canvas? So you have sing your own song, and here you're painting your own picture. So there's definitely a sense of creativity to what you're doing. Now that can mean a lot of things. That can mean that you have liberty to create your own schedule and be creative with where you put things. Like you have a meeting here, but you want to take a 4-hour lunch because you have something to do. You can do that. So, creative in that sense. Or it could be that you're literally in the creative arts on some level, which is a really vast amount of, different careers, things like that. It could be that maybe you own a company and you're very creative at pairing people with departments, like this person would be great in this department, this person would be great working on this project, or you could be doing that if you work for someone else as well. So a lot of, you're able to write your own path with this particular thing that you're doing. Look at how many crowns you're getting. Okay, because the Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't have a crown on here, but it's the queen, right? So she would have a crown. The Ten of Pentacles always makes me think of like a crown as well. And then you have the crown here. So a lot of success. And the Ace of Pentacles. So for those of you who are just starting out with this particular idea, you're going to have a lot of success. The ideas that you have, the ideas that you've been writing down here are great ideas. Your plans that you're formulating are excellent. Like you seem to have, probably because this is in alignment, you seem to have like a very good ability of kind of writing down where you are, where you're going to go, what you need to get there, kind of just like a business plan or a personal plan, whatever you want to call it. And for those of you that are already in this particular thing, I feel like there's going to be more opportunities coming up for you, like growth opportunities where you can expand beyond this particular point and just really continue on this path of success. Here we have the Five of Wands. Okay, so with the Five of Wands, remember I told you that it's challenging, like just enough challenge to keep you engaged, to keep you interested. That's what I see here. I see that whatever it is that you're doing, some days it's challenging, but in a good way, in a positive way, you know, in a way that keeps you stimulated, that keeps you excited, that keeps you engaged in what you're doing. So that's definitely a good thing for you here. The Five of Cups. I feel with the Five of Cups, like I said earlier, that some of you are in a situation that, you know, when we talk about depression here, that's, you know, basically what we're seeing here. Let me look at this card. Okay. It's almost like I'm getting that again, being promised something that didn't come through, which could just mean that you were really excited about doing something, about a particular job or a career or a, excuse me, an area of study. And once you got into it, you realized, oh no, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. But the good news here is that walking away from that situation and pursuing a better path, you basically didn't really lose anything, because like I said earlier, it could have been a placeholder until everything on this correct path was ready for you. You also could have learned some very good or critical skills where you were before. So did you spend some time there? Did you feel a period of depression? Probably. Is it the end of the world? No. Because once you're fully immersed in this, on this correct path, that I feel most of you are already in it, you know, because some of you might just be stepping away from one thing and saying, you know, I think I want to pursue this, and you're about to like literally take that step. So wherever you are on the spectrum here, it's where you're, you know, like ultimately where you're going to be is going to be so much better. It's almost like you won't even really think about this and may not even remember a lot about it. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to be a memory that's fading and fading and fading away. So that's very interesting. Okay. So we have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna, oh, and look, there's another crown here. There's seriously another crown. If you need a sign that this is aligned with your soul, I think you're getting it with all the crowns. So interesting. Okay, so look at the Seven of Pentacles. You have two chests here that are literally full of money. And then there's money coins down on the grass as well. So if you're at all worried about, you know, am I eventually going to make money on this path, or am I going to continue to make money? Absolutely. Yes. Okay. You also have the Ten of Pentacles here. So absolutely. And the Seven of Pentacles in more traditional decks does not have these coins here. So yeah, you're definitely going to feel very successful financially. You're going to feel very, very secure. The other thing that I see here is that you have the ability to kind of take your time developing something and take your time to assess things and see what's working, see what's not working, and kind of tweaking things. I feel like that's part of the challenge that you really like with whatever it is that you're doing. You find it just very like mentally stimulating to make sure everything's working, making sure everything's lined up. And I feel like you really like kind of looking toward the future and developing plans for the future. I feel like there's always something that, a new goal that you can work on in whatever it is that you're doing here. We have the Tower card. Yeah, so this is what I was saying earlier, that I feel like there was some kind of catalyst that brought you to this point, which is interesting that this card is going right here, and it's literally right below the catalyst card. Radical changes. That's the Tower card. It could even be, let's say that something happened with your health because you have a period of ill health here. That could have been the catalyst. It could have, and it doesn't even have to be anything, you know, too dramatic. It could be that you had, you know, really, really bad flu or something like that, that when you were at home sitting in bed and you're thinking like, you know, I don't know, like you have nothing else to do but sit there and think, right? Because you're so sick and you're just thinking like, I think I'm on the wrong path. Okay. That getting the flu like that could have been that catalyst for you to kind of start thinking that, you know what, I need to do something that's more aligned with my soul. So that's what I'm seeing here with the Tower card. There's something that kind of catapulted you into this career path that you're on now. Yeah, the Devil card. Yeah, because I think whatever happened, whatever this catalyst was, it made you realize, oh, you know what? I'm not happy doing this. I don't want to do this. I want to be doing something else. I want to feel like the Ten of Pentacles instead of the Devil card. And yeah, it's almost like a sense of feeling suffocated where you were before, kind of like, you know, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I deserve better, and I'm going to make a change in my life. You're going to take command, and you're going, it's almost like you realized like what you're supposed to be doing. It's almost like something where you were before was so uncomfortable that it like awakened that certain thing within you. It awakened your soul's purpose. It really got you thinking, I need to be doing something else. We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there might not have been a work-life balance where you were. Again, you might have been working way too much, and maybe you were making a lot of money, but you weren't able to live your life because you were always working, and it was probably very stressful on multiple areas of your life. And that could also be why other areas of your life are aligning now that you're in your flow, because you weren't in your flow before. And even if you were making an incredible amount of money with where you were before, you're going to make it again. Okay, yeah, the Ten of Pentacles here. So it's definitely going to be coming back to you if it's not already there. Yeah, so we're literally asking, is your job aligned with your soul? And we have alignment here, right? So yes, it absolutely is. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Very interesting. Yeah, you definitely felt stuck before, or you feel stuck right now and you're about to walk into this new career. It was so stressful. Something about it was stressful, but you felt stuck. You felt like almost like a sinking ship. Maybe you were working for a company that was kind of going down the drain or something like that. And that was the catalyst, right? That was the catalyst for you to get thinking like, you know, I want to do something where I'm happy. I want to do something where I'm more in control. I don't want to feel like my life depends on someone else and what someone else is doing and how successful this other company is. I want to be able to do my own thing. And then we have the Three of Swords. So yeah, see, what keeps coming up here is some event that was very stressful, something that was very painful, something that maybe was unexpected. So I feel for some of you that you may have like lost your job, the company may have closed, there may have been some kind of gossip or something that was going on in like a place where you were before. And Spirit was like, no, you don't belong here. You should not be feeling like you're stabbed in the back every day. You should not be feeling depressed. You should not be feeling stuck every single time you go to work. And so I feel like Spirit played a part in cutting the cord that you had with this previous thing that you were in. And you see how there's a figure walking away here? It's like Spirit was like, no, this is not meant for you. And if you don't choose to leave, then the universe is going to extract you from the situation so that you will be able to see what your true path is, right? Does that make sense? So, yeah, very interesting reading. But yeah, you're definitely on the right path now. Were you before? No. That's why you made this shift, or the universe made the shift for you. That's why you had radical change. That's why you took control and you took command. That's why you have all of these crowns here. It's amazing how many crowns you have here. It's really cool. So yeah, and if you haven't seen it yet, everything else is going to shift and align in your life as well. So you can look forward to that as well if you haven't already started to see those things line up. So that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you would ever like to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. Thank you so much. Hello, pile number 3. You have the Onyx Eagle, and and you also have the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. Okay, what I see going on here with this and that are true, I feel like, yes, you are on the right path. I feel like what's happening is you may be going through some difficulties on this path, or maybe you are struggling a little bit, or maybe you are trying to learn something new and it's difficult, right? Maybe you're trying to develop your own company and once you get into it, you realize, oh, I thought it was just going to be these 5 things I had to work on, and now I have 50 things. Like, I didn't even think about these other things, and now I'm seeing this is a little bit more complicated. Okay, it's literally okay. Spirit says it's okay. Everything's going to work out. And pretty soon you're going to be jumping for joy. Okay. I'm feeling like this is going to be very, very emotionally fulfilling for you. And, I'm getting such like a vision of, so much happiness, a lot of abundance, a lot of celebration. I'm seeing like people celebrating. Yeah. So, and also it's number 20. So it's like, I'm feeling like you and this thing are aligned. Okay. And I'm feeling like difficulties are going to dissipate. Okay. There could be little details that you haven't figured out yet, or little things that you need to change or tweak a little bit that will lock into place, and then it flows much easier. So I'm feeling like difficulties or anything that may make you pause and wonder, like, is this the right path? I feel like it's not a roadblock. It's just figuring out the details as you go along, which can be difficult, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. Let's get your other oracle cards and see. I also, oh, interesting. With the eagle, and the dolphin coming out of the water, right? I just get a different perspective, look at things from a higher vantage point instead of focusing on certain little things. You need to look at the broader picture. So if you're having difficulties with a couple things here, look at the broader picture where it's this big and your difficulties are just little dots in here. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. That's what Spirit showed me when I was looking away to get your cards, and I saw like the eagle and the dolphin together. So just keep that in mind. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 3? Is pile number 3's current career or job aligned with their soul? Okay, these must be your cards. Let's see what they are. The Thief, seizing the moment, and selfishness. Very interesting. Because I'm feeling like you're seizing the moment, like this dolphin is seizing the moment. This dolphin is leaping into something, right? Look at all of these. Makes me think of coins. Oh, and look, there's crowns. There's like a bunch of crowns here. There's a lot going on here. There is a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Let me just say that. Okay. Remember how I said get a broader picture? Because I'm feeling a sense of chaos or something going on here. It's almost like you got into something and you didn't look at the entire picture. And now that everything's kind of falling in your lap and you're saying, oh my gosh, this is so much. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Maybe you started a new job and you were just kind of thrown in there, and they were like, well, here's your office. And you're like, well, okay, that's good. But like, what am I doing? Am I going to get any training? Like what's going on here? It's going to fall into place. That's what Spirit says. The really important thing here is that you have a key here. Okay. You also have a ring. So it's like there's commitment. There's a key to open the door to more knowledge, to things making sense. I'm feeling like this is money, like coins here. And I feel like, you just need to take a deep breath. I feel like things are going to work out. You just need to kind of take a deep breath and let things kind of settle down. And once things settle, you're going to be able to look at one thing at a time and go from there. Yeah. There's also, look at, you have crystals too. You have a lot of crystals here. So it's like calm down. There's also something that looks like a letter right here. So I feel like you're going to get some kind of knowledge. Things are going to make sense. You just need to give it a little bit of time. The Sentinel, determination and certainty. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I see here. Determination. Don't give up your determination. Okay. It feels like things might be a little bit lopsided right now. Hopefully we'll see something in your tarot cards, but there's some sort of like chaos or missing something, or something like a feeling of being overwhelmed, like trying to catch all of these things that are coming out of the cup all at once. And you're like, but I can't grab everything all at once. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Look, you have certainty on this card. I feel like you know that you're on the right path, but then some days you're like, oh, I hope I made the right decision. It's going to balance out. It's definitely going to balance out. You just need to take a deep breath. Okay. That's why it says this and that are true. This and that are true. It's true that you're very stressed right now, wondering if you're on the right path, but it's also true that you are on the right path. Okay. What else can you tell us for pile number 3? Okay. I guess those are a couple of your cards. Let's see. How many do we have here? We have 2. Let's take the top one. Okay. That one wants to stay. Okay, we're going to take an extra one too. Okay, so we have ladder, climbing towards success. Okay, there you go. determination, certainty. I mean, you're on your way. It's just some of the steps that you take are going to be more difficult than others. Okay. If you're in school and it's a very, very difficult program, maybe you're feeling like, oh, I'm not cut out for this. This is so hard. It's so hard. Spirit says, keep going, keep going. It's gonna balance out. Everything's gonna be worth it. Okay, bouquet. Compliments from an admirer. Yeah, so what I feel with this is that you're gonna be recognized for all of your hard work and it's gonna pay off. Remember, I said I see people celebrating. I see some kind of celebration. I feel like this means that, first of all, you're gonna make it through this difficult time. This also means that people are going to recognize the amount of effort, the amount of determination that it took for you to get to where you want to go. Now, the selfishness word over here on the thief, I feel like that means that for a period of time, you need to be selfish with your time. And once you get through this difficult period of whatever it is that you're doing, you'll have a social life again, okay? Everything is going to balance out. It's just getting through this one particular period where you're trying to figure everything out. It's going to balance out. Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Yeah, that's what I just said. With a lot of things. So first of all, things are going to balance out. You have to tend to things right now. That's why this and that are true. Okay, is it difficult? Yeah, it is. Is it going to work out? Yeah, it is. Okay, so and then remember when I said to kind of take a broader perspective instead of trying to figure out all of these things at once, tackle one thing at a time. Careful handling, right? It's going to work out. Okay, dog far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. You know what I feel this is? How interesting. Okay, I'm getting a couple things here. I felt that it's literally someone in your life who's cheering you on. Okay, I also got that it's like your spirit guides cheering you on. And I also got that, you know how dogs are great companions, they're loyal. I'm feeling like this is kind of like the energy of this career or this job, and that it's going to be loyal to you, that it's going to work out, that it's like you're heading toward each other. And once you get through these difficulties, it's going to line up. Okay. That everything's going to work out, and you're going to like this career, this job is going to be loyal to you. And with your determination and you keep climbing, you're going to be loyal to it. Okay. So I'm so interested to see what your tarot cards have to say. Okay. What else can you tell us for pile number 3? Is pile number 3's current job or career aligned with their soul? Okay. Okay, the Knight of Swords. Are some of you, you know what? I don't know, this makes me think of the medical field. Some of you might be in the medical field doing something like that. Or like the science field even. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, yeah. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. This card makes a tremendous amount of sense with everything that I've already said. So, first of all, let me tell you, things are going to transform. You have 2 butterflies right here, and you have a butterfly here. Things are going to transform. Things are going to get better. It seems like you might be in that in-between phase where you're trying to get something going. Some of you may still be in school, wondering if you're in the right place. Is this the right program for you? Yes, it is. Now, the interesting thing with the Knight of Swords is that sometimes the knight goes a little too fast and doesn't slow down enough to see all the details around, which is what I was saying with the Thief card. and possibly before that too, is that you need to, oh yeah, I did, because it was the dolphin and the eagle here, where you need to take a broader perspective. You need to look at things from a little bit higher and see things more clearly, right? Looking at the detail, looking at everything on the table and saying, okay, this is overwhelming, but I'm going to tackle one thing at a time, and slowing down enough to actually tackle one thing at a time instead of trying to just go forward at 100 miles an hour and missing certain things along the way. Because with it, sometimes with the Knight of Swords, I get a sense of wanting to rush through things because, you know, first of all, you're excited, but also a sense of, oh, things will just fall into place. Well, yeah, but Spirit keeps pointing me to this card that each little thing needs to be looked at and needs to be taken care of, right? It's this careful balance that you have, this careful handling here. And when you go from the Knight of Swords to the Queen of Swords to the King of Swords, things slow down and things balance out. The really good thing here, though, is, like I said, whatever this is that you're doing is like mentally stimulating, but you also have the right analytical ability, the ability to see things and the ability to communicate things that will take you all the way to the top of the ladder. The Knight of Pentacles, yeah, this is perfect. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So what did I just say? You need to slow down just a little bit. That's what we see here. So a moderate pace. You don't need to get it all done yesterday. Okay, you can get it all done tomorrow. You know, you're going to start yesterday, or you started yesterday, you're going to continue today, and you can finish tomorrow. Like, maybe not literally, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, the Knight of Pentacles has their eye on the goal. They know that they're going to get there. They have determination. They have certainty. I love that this card is right below the Sentinel card. You're going to get there. And you have the tools that you need to get there. You have a plan. You have a solid foundation that you've laid for your plans to get there, but it's going to take a little bit of time. So just, I think what would make you feel more comfortable is if you slow down. That may seem counterintuitive, but by slowing down, then you can look at all of the details and then you actually progress much quicker. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups here. So yeah, with the Page of Cups, I feel like this is representing your job or your career, and you're looking at it and you have this sense of happiness, a sense of enjoyment, but at the same time you're kind of like, oh well, is this, you know, kind of maybe second guessing yourself sometimes, like, am I on the right path? Is this right? Is this going to work out? Is everything going to be okay? Yes, it is. With the Page of Cups, I feel like you were kind of intuitively guided on this path. So something was calling you on this path. I feel like it really, really spoke to your heart. And I feel like you may be surprised a little bit in the, like, once you get more into it. Because I feel like you're already in it. Unless you're in school, but then you kind of already are in it, right? Because you're studying, you're learning. But there's something down the line that might surprise you a little bit that brings you even more happiness from this career or this job that you're working on. We have the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Seven of Swords, what I get with this is that this is relating to some of those difficulties that you're going through or that you have gone through. And what I see here is that some days you wonder, am I cut out for this? Can I do this? Can I make this happen? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Yes. Spirit says yes. It's just that some pieces of what you want to do are difficult. Sometimes you have to figure things out. Sometimes you have to learn something else. And let's say that you you have your own business here and you're doing it on your own right now. Maybe in the future you're going to hire people, but right now it's just you. And maybe you have to, excuse me, maybe you have to, you know, look online or look on YouTube to watch videos on how to do a certain thing. Maybe you've never done some of these things before and you're trying to figure it out all on your own. And some days you're so frustrated, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. It's not a roadblock. You're going to figure it out. Don't get in the way of yourself. The Page of Pentacles, look at your cards. You have Knight, Knight, Page, Page. And what's interesting is the only thing so far that's coming in between these is your self-doubt. Okay, very interesting how your cards are lining up here. And I don't feel like it's not all, you don't always have the self-doubt. It's just that sometimes it comes in and you're like, ugh, I don't know, things are a little bit slow or things are a little bit difficult. Am I on the right path? Yes, you are. Okay, with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you may have had some kind of idea that kind of popped out of nowhere. Something that, you know, you watched a documentary and you said, oh, I would love to do that too. Or you took a trip somewhere and you said, I love this. I want to like travel for work. I have to figure out how to do this, you know, something like that. I feel like something may have sparked your interest in something. And then what I see happening is you looking into it, you doing some research, trying to figure out, is this something that you can accomplish? Is this something that you can do? Now, what I see here is such a like intense determination that we saw right here, but it's like, no, I'm going to get this. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make it happen. And I feel like that's also why this and that are true with your dolphin spirit, because some days you feel like the Seven of Swords. Some days you feel like, oh, why did I think I could do this? And then other days you're like, oh no, I got this and I am going to do it. Okay, so I think it's kind of a little bit of a back and forth for you. But the good thing is that you've done the groundwork, or you will be doing the groundwork. Like, let's say if you're still in school and you're right now you're laying the groundwork, right? And then eventually you'll be out of school and you'll be, you know, working more like in the field, but you're already in the field if you're in school because you're already immersing yourself in that energy. Okay, so this makes so much sense. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but the Four of Swords is just a very sweet card to get with what we've seen so far. So Spirit says go easy on yourself, take a rest, okay? You don't have to get it all done yesterday, okay? Your timeline is exactly where it's supposed to be. What I get, some of you may be going into like a second career, maybe a third or fourth career for some of you. Some of you may feel like, oh, I can't believe I'm this age and I'm changing careers, or I can't believe I didn't do this 10 years ago or 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. It doesn't matter what your age is. You can align yourself with a job or a career that your soul is meant to be doing you can do that at any age. It does not matter, okay? It does not matter. So go easy on yourself. And with this picture here, I feel like Spirit is guiding you. So if you ever have any self-doubts, I would try to quiet your mind and listen to Spirit. Let Spirit talk to you. Let your intuition guide you, because everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be just fine. See, what did I just say? And now you have the Sun card, which makes me think of the dolphin jumping out of the water, right? Kind of how the sun will shine on the water and how pretty that is. And yeah, so the Sun card shines a bright light on anything. This is like a yes card. Okay. So our question is your current career or job aligned with your soul? This is a yes card. Yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you're going to be moving forward. Okay, look at all the horses that you have right here. Okay, you have 3 horses right here. So you're moving forward. You're on the right path. Remember earlier I told you I see like a celebration. That's what we have here. There's growth here. There's all of the elements coming together to grow these flowers, right? So the right soil, the right seeds, the sun, the slope, everything coming together. It's going to get easier. If you're having a hard time right now, it's going to get easier. The 4 of Pentacles. This is interesting that the 4 of Pentacles is right below the determination and the certainty card, because the 4 of Pentacles is someone who has a vision that they don't want to give up on, right? That's the determination. I mean, the 4 of Pentacles can mean other things as well, but that's what I'm seeing with this particular reading. Also, what I see here, look at how this card is a little cloudy. You see how it's kind of foggy or cloudy here? That's going to clear. It's all going to make sense. And Spirit says, don't give up. Stay determined to, stay on this path. Okay. Because I feel like you've put in a lot of hard work into this already. No matter where you are, because some of you are way deep into this, and others of you might just, be starting school or be in school. So it doesn't matter where you are on your path, stick with it, Spirit says. And also the money's going to come. The money will arrive if money is a concern for you. Another thing I'm noticing, I don't think I pointed this out, is the Knight of Swords is kind of that energy of seizing the moment, which you have right here on the Thief, seizing the moment. So yeah, very interesting kind of synchronicity there. Oh my gosh, look, the 4 of Wands. So these people are graduating. They have like the cap and gowns on. So that's very interesting, because remember I told you some of you are in school. Okay, so some of you are in school for this particular thing, okay? Yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you are going to finish school. It is difficult. I know, I can feel it, but you're going to get through it. Those of you who are not in school, what this means is that you're going to get through these difficult times. You're going to quite literally graduate from this phase of where you are into a new phase, like a new phase that is still going to have its challenges, but you're going to get there. So let's say that you just started a new job, or you are in a career or your own business, whatever it is, and you're going through a difficult time. All of the details are going to come together. You're going to keep climbing that ladder. You're going to have success. And remember I said I saw a celebration, because this card can also indicate a celebration. So you have many, many, many celebrations to go. But what you're doing right now is setting a solid foundation for your future, for this soul alignment. Okay, this is a celebration card as well. So you have so much to celebrate. I feel like there's different phases. I almost feel like you go a little bit, and then you have some kind of issue that you have to work through, and then you get through that, and then you go a little bit, and then there's something else, which isn't that the nature of life, And it's like with this card, remember I told you to look at things from a broader perspective, a higher perspective, and tackle one thing at a time. That's kind of what I'm seeing here with the 3 of Cups. But whatever it is that you're doing, I feel that other people are going to notice also how much more aligned you seem to be in your life. Okay. They're going to notice that you seem lighter, you seem happy, you seem like quite literally that you're aligned with your soul path is aligned. And also what I see here with the 3 of Cups is you conquering any self-doubt that you may have and being glad that you stuck with it. The 3 of Pentacles, yeah, so help is there for you. If you need help with anything, it's there for you. So going through some of these difficulties, some of these challenges, remember I told you some of you might want to look things up on the internet, on you know, a search engine or on YouTube, whatever it may be, looking for information that can help you. Others of you will be hiring people to help you. Maybe you're running a department, you're running a company, you own your own business. Others of you will be looking for that perfect job, right? Or you just stepped into a new job. I see support. No matter what situation you're in, I see support all around you. And there's so much growth, a lot of growth coming from this. It's like you already know what you're doing. You already know like how to move forward in this particular job or career, but at the same time, you're just getting started. Like there is so much more growth potential for you to come in the future. Okay, let's get your last card. So we have the Six of Cups, which is interesting because you have someone giving someone else flowers, and you have bouquet here. So compliments from an admirer. This also, I feel with this person walking away here, I feel like it's connected to the Four of Swords somehow. Oh, okay. So part of it is you walking away from the self-doubt that we just talked about here. Another part of it is walking away from something that wasn't working. So maybe changing your mind about something and walking into something that you've always wanted to do. I also feel the Six of Cups is you aligning with your soul, you remembering, you being drawn to something because that's your soul alignment. And so this could be representative of you remembering that soul contract that you had with yourself, saying, oh yeah, I need to pursue this. So that kind of, that memory, reawakening that memory, and knowing that you're on the right path. So that's what I see. That is your reading. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked in the description box below. I wish you so much luck. Okay, bye.